Hi, everybody. This is Tanya, and you know that because I'm on my page. I am here today. I'm waiting for a guest, but happy Friday. I should take a breath and say happy Friday. I haven't been live on here for a very long time, and I wanted to come on live because I have a friend that I want you to hear her story. And as some of you may know, there we go. I invited her. Here we go. Let me get her on real quick, you guys. Hi, Jeanette. Are you already laughing at me? Please be nice. I'm adding Maria right now. And thank you to anyone that watches this replay too. I know that you'll be so blessed. Oh, yay! Hi, beautiful.
Hello, hello.
You're at the airport, right?
No, I'm at the world famous Pappy's Smokehouse. I don't know if you can see the sign. Yes, it just won #1 barbecue place on Food Network. So,
And would you agree?
It's delicious. Yes, I had to rush and make sure I don't have barbecue sauce all over my face.
And are you on your way to a game?
I'm on my way to a swim meet today, a football game tomorrow, and Sunday back to a swim meet.
Amazing. Okay, that's why we're on here, everyone. So I have Maria Williams with me today, and I've known her for almost 7 years. Maria and I are entrepreneurs. We are both mothers. She is a mentor to me. She's become a dear friend of mine as well, just because of a simple decision that we both made in our lives to make a change and make it for the better. And I really wanted you to hear her story because, as some of you may have seen, a couple days ago, I posted an incredible video, and that video was a mama cheering on her son in a nationally televised game. It was Stanford against the Oregon Ducks. And there was a big play that happened in the fourth quarter that turned the game around, and that was Maria's son, Noah. Oh, makes me emotional.
I know.
I know. Oh, anyway, that's so awesome. Okay, good. Put yourself together, Tanya. So anyway, I know Maria's story, and I know that moment on television is a culmination of a decision that Maria made about 8-9 years ago. And I wanted you to hear her story. And my intention with this is not just for you to hear a story, but to maybe light a fire in you if you're an entrepreneur, or maybe expose you to the fact that your life does not have to be what it is. If you want more and you really want the dreams of your children to become reality, and you want more for your life and you want to give in a big way, that can become reality. So Maria, I just want you to start with what happened to you, what was going on in your life before you said yes to becoming an entrepreneur?
Well, what was happening was 2008 hit the world, right? It hit everybody. I was a human resource manager for over 20 some years, living in Massachusetts. My husband was in the insurance industry. And in 2008, with the bad economy, his whole entire department got eliminated. I mean, he was the last person in the world that I thought would ever lose his job. I mean, it was just so secure, so many years in that industry. But the economy, they had to make tough decisions. And so he found something in Arizona. And in 2009, we moved. He moved first, and then I moved after with my boys. They were 9 and 11 at the time. And I told him when I moved that I wasn't going to work, because I worked 50, 60, 70 hours a week, never saw my boys growing up, had to pay retired couple to pick them up at the bus stop, bring them home, have them do their homework to get them to practice. Or if that hadn't have happened, they wouldn't be the athletes they are today. So, as parents, we did what we had to do. But when that happened, that we had to move, I said, look, I have no family, no friends, no one I know. I'm not going to live the same life with my kids. And, my husband was great about it, but I knew that eventually I would do something, but it wasn't going to be the life that I was living of realizing never seeing my kids. So I was home for about a year. And then one day my neighbor came over and she said, hey, will you watch this ABC investigative report? And I said, sure, I'll watch it. And that changed my life forever. Oh, well, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. that changed my life because I saw something unbelievable. I was into health and wellness. In 2007, they thought I had leukemia and it wasn't. So I had been on a health journey. And when I saw that ABC investigative report talking about a scientific breakthrough and the doctor on it saying that oxidative stress is linked to all these diseases and cancer, I went, what? It's linked to cancer? And I did my research and I said, I have to be on this. I have to get myself on it, my husband on it, my kids on it, my mom and dad, everybody I know, because, this is helping with the root cause of eliminating, helping reduce the root cause of diseases, which is oxidative stress. And then you get your body into balance that does the rest. Now, so I knew I was going to be on the product, but the business side of it, when she said there was a business side to it, I'm thinking, I come from corporate America. So I'm like, oh, you want me to apply for a job somewhere? I've got to go, what are you talking about? And then it was this direct sales. And I was like, well, how do you do this? How do you build this? How do you make money out of this? And you just tell people. That's what she said. We just got to go tell a bunch of people, find a bunch of people that want to be on this and build a team. And that's what we've done. I wasn't attached to anything negative that it was direct sales. I was just like, I saw potential in that ABC investigative report. I saw a huge potential. I don't know why, because I wasn't an entrepreneur, but I saw some huge potential. And I just kept thinking, wow, if this can help people and I can be that voice, because one thing I chose HR as a career because I love to help people. And then all of a sudden I saw two ways to help people, right? I saw a way to help people with their health, but I also saw a way to help people with their wealth.
Was it easy for you in the beginning?
Oh, no.
No.
I had never done this before. So I wanted to quit several times along the way. But what kept me going was listening to other people's stories that had success. And I said, they weren't any different than me. They were just passionate like I was. And we followed a simple system. And so I just kept every story, every person that, I listened to how they were having success. I said, you know what? I can do this too. And then it was slowly just believing that this could happen, that, I was at the right place at the right time. And then slowly just building and expanding my belief, those limiting beliefs that we all have. And, one thing that I believe in is really God. Oh, because I was praying and looking for something. I knew I needed to bring extra income. I had been home for about a year. I wanted to go visit my mom and dad and my sisters and my family. And I knew we couldn't do it on one income. It was going to be difficult, 4 of us traveling, right? And I didn't want to go just once a year. I wanted to go when I wanted to go. And so when I thought of that, I'm praying for something, but I just wanted flexibility. I wanted to still be a mom, still be able to be present for my children when they needed me, right? But be able to build something. And when this came into my life, it was exactly what I asked for. So it's funny, watch what you ask for, because it does come to you, but you have to be open-minded. And luckily, I was open-minded and I said, okay, let me give it a shot. Let me try. Let me see what I can do with this, having no clue at all. But over time, building belief. And finally, I kept thinking there's got to be another me out there. There's got to be another person like me that is looking for something different out of life, looking for more out of life, that needs extra income, that needs better health. There's got to be someone. And slowly but surely, I found the few people that saw it like I did.
The few people, right? It doesn't take a ton. It
No.
just takes those few. And you and I both know Michelle Poe, and I know that she's watching right now. I know you shared a ride together and you traveled kind of in the upper Midwest with her in the beginning to really get your businesses going. And she always talks about the dreams of your children that you shared with her. And I have to believe that that was one of the driving forces, the fire in your belly that got you through the fact that a lot of people may not have been open and a lot of people it wasn't the right time, right? What were some of those dreams of your kids? that you just couldn't let go of?
Education to me for them was always very important. When we were in Massachusetts, they were in a paid school and then they went to a charter school. And so I wanted to continue that. My husband had gone to a boarding school, a real expensive one in Connecticut, but it was a scholarship. He was a poor kid, so he was able to get a scholarship. I wanted to, if my children wanted that, I'm not about forcing it, but if they wanted to go to the same boarding school that he went to, I wanted to be able to afford that. I wanted to be able to afford whatever college they wanted to go to and whatever dream they had, because my parents couldn't afford college. So when I graduated from high school, they decided to move back to Brazil, where I was from, for 4 years. And then I came back, then we came back after that. And then that's when I went to school. But I worked full time and I went to school at night. And it took me 10 years to get my degree.
Wow.
So I didn't want that for my kids. I wanted to be able to give them what they wanted, right? That's what moms and dads want, right? That's why we have kids, to give them a better life. That's why my parents came here from a different country, to give their children a better life. So I wanted to give that to my children. And I tell you, if it wasn't for this business, I don't think we'd be able to do the things that we can do today and pay for schooling that they wanted along the way. Because, of course, when my son got to high school, he went to public high school for 1 year, and he said, "Mom, these kids aren't motivated. I want to go to what's called Brophy, which is a private prep school in Arizona, Jesuit high school." And it was, we had to pay for it. And then, of course, my younger son, when he saw the school he wanted to go to. So there we go. And I remember when my son asked me that, it was like January, February. And the amount of the cost for a month, for the year, for that school, that next month when I got my commission, and my husband and I were looking at, were we going to do this? It was that exact amount that covered the school year, the school year. And when that came in and I showed my husband the email, I said, "Look," he said, "Yeah, I guess we're going to do this." I said, "Yeah, we're going to do this." And so they've gone to, private high schools and then on to college. And, my youngest son, his dream was to play football and go to Stanford at Texas. And so he got accepted into Stanford. He did not get a scholarship. So he was a walk-on to football, though. He had a spot to play on football, but no scholarship. So we had to pay for that. And thank God we built this business, right? Thank God we did this. Thank God that my neighbor came over, shared something with me, let me see the vision of it. And, and I embraced this and to build it, because we have been able to send both of my boys to the school of their dreams and to pursue their dreams.
Maria, if someone would have told you 9 years ago that they had an opportunity that would afford you to make a college tuition paycheck in 1 month in 8 to 9 years, would you have believed them?
No. Nobody would, right? It's like,
that's amazing.
It's like that impossible dream that could happen to me, right? A poor immigrant, Brazilian immigrant, that something like that could happen. But it can. And today, this is what's crazy. We're still on the ground floor, basically. Nobody knows about it. We've gone from a $4 million company to a $200 million company. That's nothing. When our goal is $1 billion, right? It's nothing. We're still on the ground floor. There's so much opportunity here. You just have to watch that ABC investigative report and see if it touches your heart. Because to me, this has always been about just helping other people and leading and building this business with my heart. Because I know that I was blessed the day that Kerry Williams walked into my house and showed me that video. I know that it blessed my health. I got diagnosed later on with multiple myeloma, but I had been on this product already, and it has just been one of the key factors that has helped me fight this and be here for my children. So I know that I was blessed when I saw that ABC investigative report, and that's all you need to do is go bless others. That's how I've built this, is I'm blessing others just the way I feel that I've been blessed.
Taylor Worry had just talked about, he did a live with Marisa, a Zoom, And he talked about 10,000 hours is the mastery level of any profession.
Yep.
You know, like for doctors and teachers, they'll start working and they still haven't put in their 10,000 hours. And for us as an entrepreneur, that 10,000 hours looks a little different than it does for a doctor or a teacher, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. We get paid while we learn. We get paid
Yep.
while we grow. And our paycheck matches the level of our personal development. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why they say in network marketing that it can be an average of 10 years before you hit it big. Because imagine, right? To hit it big, and I'm talking about being able to be a millionaire, right? That doesn't come easy. People step in and they want to do it. I've had someone say, oh, I can hit that in a month. I know so many people. I'm like, okay, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
You may know all those people, but you as a person have to be ready. You have to grow personally to inspire, motivate others, right? Because that's what we've gone through. We have to grow. I had to grow, as a person. I had success in my career, but this was totally different career. So I never expected to walk in. I took some of those skill sets that I have from HR, but I had to learn this industry. I had to learn how to network, right? Had to build networks of people. We all have networks, and now we're sharing something through those networks. And it just takes time, but the faster you can grow, then the faster your business will grow along with you.
Yeah. He talked about that quote from Jim Rohn about become a millionaire, not because of the money, but because of who it will make you along the way.
Yeah.
And you're an amazing example of that, Maria. I'm just so grateful to have you in my life. And I know you have a story, that shoe story of your son, Noah, right? Can you share that with everybody?
Oh, absolutely. So, when, so I signed up, became a distributor, and, just kind of, now the fear sets in, right? The fear set in like, oh, I'm really going to do this. I'm really going to have to talk to people now. Like talking to my family was easy. Watch this, or you guys got to get on this. This is good for you. They'll try anything, right? But then I was like, well, that's not enough people. I have to go talk to people. And I didn't know anyone in Arizona. So it was the beginning of the school year, and I was still vacillating with that. Am I really going to do this? And so we went to the store to buy sneakers for my son. And, they're great kids. Whatever I buy them, they never complain. They're not about, it has to be, high-end stuff or designer. But for the first time ever, my son's eyes were at Dick's Sporting Goods. So at the bottom is the lower price. And as you look up, the prices go higher and higher and higher. And his eye went like right to the top. I think the sneakers were like $100 at the time. And I said, no. He looked at him and I could tell. He says, Mom, look at these. And I'm like, yeah, those are nice, but we can't get those. We're on one income. I said, no, you got to go down here and pick something down here that's on sale. And I turned around and it just broke my heart because I knew if I was working, I could have gotten those for him, right? Because I walked away from a 6-figure income to move to Arizona to pursue my husband's dreams. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I would have been able to afford those for him. And so it broke my heart as a mom. I know it's something, he didn't really need them, but he doesn't ask for anything. And that was the first time. So at that moment, I made a decision that I was going to build this business and I was going to be able to afford whatever type of sneakers he wanted. And that I was not going to let anything stop me. And I needed that. I needed that aha moment, right? That burning desire of something so deep that I wasn't going to let it stop. So then I started building the business, talking to people, and it started to grow. The next year, back to the store, buy sneakers again. And I said, pick whatever you want. And he picked a red pair and the white pair. And they were about, I remember, like $108 each. And he says, I don't know which ones. Can I get these? I'm like, sure, you can get those. He goes, should I get the red or the white? And I looked at him and I said, well, why don't you get both? And he looked at me like what? Like a year ago, I couldn't get one pair. Now you're telling me I can get both. And I said, yeah, that's why Mom has spent those hours away from home. That's why she's been on the phone all the time. That's why she doesn't sit with you, watching TV anymore during the week, because I've been building this and it was happening. And yes, you can get whatever you want. And it was just such a beautiful moment to be able to do that. And then that was just the beginning, you know, like I said, send my kids to the high school they wanted and now college. And that's the reason I'm here in St. Louis, is because I have one son that's a swimmer. So today he has a swim meet here in St. Louis. So we flew here, then we fly to Chicago because my other son has a football game tomorrow with Stanford and Notre Dame,
Woo!
nationally televised. So we fly and we go to Notre Dame game on Saturday, and then we drive to Indiana. Well, we're in Indiana, but we drive to Fishers, Indiana, where my son now, he's going to take a bus, and the second half of his swim meet is in Indiana on Sunday. So how cool. We've got a sandwich, right? A swim football sandwich, a swim meet, football, and swimming. And at first my husband was like, this is what limiting beliefs does to you. He was like, well, that's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of, you know, traveling to 3 different areas, you know, rental cars, 3 different hotels. And I'm like, but we have the time and we have the money to do it. And I'm not going to miss these opportunities in my kid's life. I'm not, you know, because these moments will never come back. And they say it's okay. You can miss something, but it's not okay. Because whenever I walk into that pool, that pool, or I go to get into that football stadium, my boys see me automatically. So they say it's okay if you miss it, but they want their moms and dads there watching them.
Oh, so good. The limiting beliefs thing too, like it just sent chills down my body, because I know I've lived a lot of my life with those. And it wasn't ever intentional, but it's just those little comments that you'll hear along the way, right? Of, well, that's too expensive, or, oh, we can't afford that, or maybe someday, you know, we'll win the lottery and that will happen. And I know that so many people that maybe are watching this or will watch this back, Maria, that you and I both know, or maybe we don't know, they've maybe been approached with an opportunity, and their limiting beliefs or their lack of knowledge of what this really can do in your life held them back. So let's just leave them with, what would you say to those people, Maria, that just keep thinking about a new opportunity, but just have that fear of saying yes? What would you say to those people?
I would say if there's one person that has been able to turn their life around because of whatever is presented to you, then that means that you can do it too. And you've just got to start believing in yourself. I listened to a Darren Daily this morning on talking about limiting beliefs and breakthroughs. And that's exactly what he talked about. And he said, instead of saying, you know, let's say, you know, I'm too fat, right? Say, no, I used to be fat, but every day I'm getting better and better. So if you say I can't afford that, say I used to not to be able to afford it, but every day I'm getting better and better because I'm pursuing my goals. I'm taking action in my business. You know, I'm making the calls that I need. So we need to change our thoughts and our words that come out. So there's no I can't. I used to, but now every day I'm getting better and better, and I'm doing the things that I need to get to where I want to get to.
I love that. Words hold so much power. And you guys, for those of you watching, if you've ever thought about that, or you find you have limiting beliefs or fears holding you back from an opportunity that could really change your life, just know that someone's out there, and typically the person showing this to you, you can borrow their belief in you before you have it in yourself. And that is just enough fuel to get you started. And then if you're coachable and you stay plugged into your desires and your dreams like Maria did for the sake of her children and her family, your life will change, because they will give you the tools you need to just completely transform it. And I hope you heard her. She's traveling across country and back for her sons. And I love what you said, like the kids, they say it's okay if you don't. But when you walk in, you know that it matters. It matters that you're there. And what a gift that you can give that to them. I'm so proud of you. I just love you.
Thank you. And I love you, Tanya, because, you know, that's what I love about our team. We're attracting the same like-minded people. You have a heart of gold. When I hear you speak, I'm in awe. I'm like, how lucky did I get that I get someone that's way better than me, just so inspirational, just amazing. Like, you need to start looking in the mirror, girl, because you got it all. You are the full package. And I know that we don't believe sometimes in ourselves, but we see it in you, Tanya. We all do. I do. Kerry Williams does. The Pose do. Carrie Dickey, Stu Brody. We all see the leader that you are and the amazing person, because you know you're building this just like us from your heart. You know how this can help people. You know how this can change people's lives. So don't ever doubt yourself.
I won't.
Because I love you and you're amazing.
You too. Have so much fun, and we will be watching the game tomorrow. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yes.
Yes. So good luck to all your boys, sweetie, and just have safe travels and enjoy every minute. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Love you all. Bye.
I love you. Bye. Share this, you guys. Share this. This was amazing content. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Love you so much. Thank you. Bye.